I simplified my fitness to 6 simple rules. And honestly, it works surprisingly well. I used to train like an athlete. After my 9-to-5 job, I'd go train for 2 hours straight, 5 times a week. I didn't have many responsibilities, so it was pretty easy to stick to. All I had to do was go to my job, then do my workout, and maybe work on my side hustle for an hour or so, and chill. I was consistent, strong, and life was good. Until I decided to start a business and a relationship at the same time. That's when everything fell apart. I couldn't stick to my old routine anymore because it was built for my old self. So I had to figure out a system that actually works when life gets busy. This is the same system we're following in our community, the Warrior Society. And here's what I realized. Fitness is actually pretty simple. People make it look complicated because often this is what we pay attention to. And as a result, this is what blows up on social media. The fitness industry benefits from us being confused. The more confused we are, the more supplements and equipment we buy. But for me, I prefer to focus on the things that bring the most results for the time and energy spent. So I stripped it down to 6 simple rules. That's what I'm gonna show you today. Rule 1, walk every day. Here's something most guys don't know. Testosterone affects basically everything in your life. Your energy, your mood, your motivation, how you sleep. It's not just about building muscle, although many people only correlate it with that. And men who walk less than 5,000 steps a day, their T levels are in the ground. Walking is basically a cheat code for staying lean and healthy. And it requires near zero willpower. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need motivation, or at least just a little bit. You just need to move your feet. At around 8,000 steps a day, you pretty much cancel out the damage of sitting all day. 10,000 is a solid target for most people. But if you hit 12,000 steps on daily basis, you basically become a fat-burning machine. So just walk more. Take the stairs. Walk to the store instead of driving. Take your phone calls outside. I love to go on a short walk when someone calls me, because first of all, it gives me some additional movement for the day. And also, when we walk, the calls are more fun. For some reason, there is something about moving that gets our brain working better. This is the easiest rule on the list, and it does way more than people realize. Now, walking keeps you lean and feel good, but you can't really be fit and healthy without the next one. Rule 2. Strength train 3 to 5 times a week. Most people who train don't need more workouts. They need better ones. If you already train 3 to 5 times a week, that's great. Now it's about improving what you already do instead of adding even more. A lot of guys have to do more volume because their training isn't hard enough. But when you really push the intensity, you don't need that much volume anymore. And volume basically means how many sets you do. And then your workouts actually get shorter. So here's how I train. I think in movement patterns, not exercises. Vertical pull and push, horizontal pull and push, squat and hinge. That's it. That's entire body covered. Pick 1 or 2 exercises for each movement pattern and train them 2 or 3 times a week. That's exactly how we train in the Warrior Society. There is a link in the description if you want to check this out. Now we have the most important principle, progressive overload. If you are not making things harder over time, don't expect to grow. With calisthenics, you either add more reps over time, you do weighted calisthenics, or move to a harder variation of the same exercise. So when regular push-ups become too easy, you can move to decline push-ups and then eventually to deficit decline push-ups, and so on. By the way, one technique that helps a lot with intensity is rest pause. You do a set close to failure, then you rest a few seconds, then squeeze out a few more reps, rest again, and repeat until you can't anymore. This is something that made a lot of difference in my training. It's simple, yet very powerful. When you keep things simple, you save a crazy amount of mental energy. That mental energy you can later on spend on reaching your other goals, besides fitness. Now, some of you might ask, but what about core? You talk about all these movement patterns, but what about this? If you're doing a lot of compound exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, and squats, your core is already working a lot, more than you think. You don't need a separate ab routine, but if you've got some extra time and want to throw in some core work for additional gains or just because you like it, go ahead. So that's training. But here's the thing. You can train properly and still look pretty average if you mess the next thing up. Rule 3. Eat whole foods. There's this AI tracking app that's been blowing up lately. You take a picture of your food and it tells you the calories, or at least it will guess. They emailed me a few months ago wanting me to promote this. I said no, because I think it's crap. And here's why. If you only eat whole foods, you probably don't need to count calories. Your body regulates itself pretty well when you feed it properly. Meat, eggs, fruit, rice, potatoes, vegetables. When you eat like this, your hormones work better and you naturally control your intake without walking around with a calculator. I haven't counted calories in years and I still look decent. Now, if you are a bodybuilder trying to get to 6% body fat, then yeah, count your calories. Then you need that. But this is not a channel for bodybuilders, so if you are one, then just skip this video because it's not gonna apply to you. So we've covered walking, training, and nutrition. And to make this easier for you, I put together a simple checklist with all 6 rules. It's in the description and I don't ask you for any mail. I made it so you don't forget anything after watching. Now, let me hit the 3 things that most people completely ignore. Rule 4, get sunlight. Most people wake up, stare at the screen, sit inside under artificial light all day and never actually let the sun touch their body. That's a problem. A huge problem. Sunlight does way more than most people think. Morning sunlight sets your circadian rhythm. It tells your brain to wake up, to produce energy, to regulate your hormones, including testosterone. And in the afternoon, sunlight helps your body produce vitamin D, which most people are low on without even knowing it. So get outside. Even 10 to 15 minutes in the morning makes a real difference. And even on cloudy days, go outside. A cloudy day is still 10 to 20 times brighter than sitting in your living room. Your body can't tell the difference, even if your eyes can't. And sunlight ties directly into the next one. Rule 5. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. This one isn't just about recovery. It's about your entire life. When you sleep well, it's like being on steroids, but without any side effects. Your strength goes up. Your energy is through the roof. Your mood is better. And your body actually recovers from training. When you sleep bad, all of that flips. And here's a crazy stat. Just 1 single week of sleeping 5 hours a night drops your testosterone by 10 to 15%. That's the same as aging 10 to 15 years in just 1 week. So how do you fix it? Honestly, nothing fancy. Keep your room dark and cool. Put your phone away before bed. And get morning sunlight, like we talked about. There are more things you can do, but that alone helps your body know when to shut down at night. And the last rule is the one most people underestimate. Rule 6. Stay hydrated. Your workouts might suck for a reason you've never even considered. You might just be dehydrated. Even a small, tiny drop in hydration kills your strength, your pump, and your energy. And most guys walk around barely drinking any water. So get yourself a big water bottle, like the biggest one you can find, and carry it everywhere. The fewer times you need to refill it, the better. Because honestly, I can't imagine drinking enough water if I had to go to the kitchen to refill my glass all the time. I would either forget or just be too lazy for that. Now, if you wanna get very, very strong from home, I made this video about the only 3 pieces of equipment you really need. And if you want help implementing these rules week to week, that's what Warrior Society is for. There is a link in the description, and I'll meet you inside.